some of our care coordinators, people about post-acute care after a hospitalization with Medicare Advantage plans is a nightmare from some of the people that I've talked to. Hey, it's Bob. Welcome back to the channel. Quit happens. It's okay to walk away. Talk about retirement. Today I want to talk to you about Medicare. And from my opinion, what this whole Medicare situation is about. You have your Part A, your Part B, your Part C, your Medicare Gap, Part G, Part N, Part D for medications. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. So Part A, which usually doesn't cost you anything, covers your hospitalization. And that is something that you will get if you've been paying into Medicare. So that is something you don't have to sign up for, from my understanding. And again, this is all from my understanding. I'm about 8 months out from Medicare, so I'm doing a lot of investigating, and I want to let you know what's going on and what I'm finding out. Also know and have some history with this as my career as a nurse. I've kind of bumped into this from time to time. Now, Part B, that's what it's about. That's where your premiums start kicking in. And my understanding is in 2026 that the premiums are going to go up from about $185 to roughly $210, maybe a little bit less. Now, Medicare Part B covers 80% of those outpatient encounters, like doctor's office visits, non-admitted ER visits. So if you go to the emergency room, you're not admitted, that's covered under the Part B. Your lab tests, your x-rays, that sort of thing, all covered under Part B. Now that's covered at 80%. So what do you do about the other 20%? Because that can become costly. There are Medicare or Medigap programs out there. What you'll hear a Part G or Medicare N. And the N plan is something that I'm looking at because it has lower premiums, but it doesn't cover the entire 20%. There are some small co-pays, like $20 for an office visit, $50 for an emergency room visit. It has lower premiums than the Part G or the Medicare Gap G plan. And that plan generally will cover all of that, but at much higher premiums. So that's something you need to look into. So you have your Medicare Part A, hospital, Part B, outpatient, and then your labs, preventative things, and those sorts of things. And that is covered 80-20. And then your gap, which is generally N or G. You need to look at all the benefits around that. Again, I'm leaning more towards the N plan opposed to the G. There are other parts of that it covers, post-acute care and that sort of thing, that you need to take a deeper dive on. But right now, as I look into this, more N than G for me. And then what you can put onto this is the Part D. Part D is about medications. I think D like drugs. Part D plans vary in what they cover, and what you really need to take a look at your plan. And I know that pharmacies will help you and guide you to the best Part D plan. I have pharmacists in my hospital that will actually take a look at the drugs that you're currently, or medications that you're on, and steer you to the correct Part D plan as far as it being cost beneficial to you. Now, Part C we haven't talked about. Part C is your Medicare, the Medicare Advantage plans. And the Medicare Advantage plans have different premiums. They offer different things that Medicare doesn't in some cases. They offer dental care, vision, and some other things like gym memberships that your regular Medicare is not going to offer you. However, Medicare Gap, to cover what is not covered, that is not available. Gap plans are not available, to my knowledge, with the Medicare, with those Medicare Advantage plans. So for me, that really doesn't work out. I really want that 80-20 plan for me, 80-20 with the Gap and the actual medication Part D for drugs, if you think of it that way, is where I'm leaning towards, because I know that's covered. Some of our care coordinators, people about post-acute care after a hospitalization with Medicare Advantage plans is a nightmare from some of the people that I've talked to. Trying to get people into different post-acute settings has been very difficult in their experience. So from a post-hospital perspective, that is something where I am definitely pushing away from the Medicare Advantage plans. I mean, there are some things there that I'm going to have to deal with outside of traditional Medicare, like getting a dental plan, having the ability to have a vision plan, those things that are not offered, but I think the offset is much in my favor, going Part A, Part B, Medicare Gap N in my case, and then Part D. I think that'll cover me. Now, from what I've read, the Gap plans in the Medicare N plan should run me around $100 to $150 a month. So really not that bad, as expensive as insurance is. If you're looking at around $300 or so, $350 a month. And then being that I'm on very limited medications, a Part D plan would be very inexpensive for me, probably somewhere around $10. So probably looking at $300 to $350 a month. And right now, we are going to be on the Medishare plan. We're actually going on something called Medishare as my wife retires. And we're finding that to be affordable, but it in no way has the benefits of Medicare, the straight Medicare plan with the gap. So when I turn 65 next year, I'll be going on to the Medicare plan. And there's a 6-month period. My understanding is 3 months before your 61st birthday and 3 months after your 61st birthday, you have to apply for Medicare. If you don't, penalties will be applied. I don't know exactly what those penalties are, but from what I understand, they can be costly and they stick with you for the rest of your life. So this is just a high-level view of my perspective from the Medicare plans that we're going to be participating in. I'm going to be participating in until my wife, who's turning 60 next year, she'll continue on the Medishare plan unless we find something better. But if you have questions, additional information about these plans, things that I might not have mentioned or even understand, please leave them in the comments. I would love to expand on this further and talk to you as a group and let you know what my experience is. Also with Medishare, which this is a completely different insurance model than I'm used to, but I feel very comfortable. It's a faith-based insurance, not insurance coverage, but a sharing plan of people's costs. And I'm having faith in the Lord that this is going to carry us through where we need to get to till I get on Medicare and my wife gets on Medicare. So please, again, any comments, helpful comments for the group or myself, please feel free to leave them. And again, from Chincoteague, this is Bob. Remember, quit happens. It's okay to walk away.